It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, March the 22nd. We are your Shine Sisters, and we are happy to be here for our first spring podcast. I'm Juliana Mello.
And I'm Debbie Levinsky.
And we're so happy to be here with you today. Happy spring, everybody. I cannot believe I want to start by wishing our Debbie a fabulous birthday early, because next week she's going to be away, and that's why we decided to do today, March the 22nd. It's 11 a.m. She's at 10 a.m. now because Arizona does not change their time, and yet we here in Canada still do. So wherever you are tuning in, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and those that are going to feel guided to listen to us on the podcast, thank you for trusting in us and our Shine Sisters spiritual podcast. So, dear Debbie, I think you're going to start us off.
I am.
Yay.
I am so excited. So y'all know that we are doing an angel reading today, but we always need to ask our angels to guide us. Both Juliana and I learned about angels many, many years ago, and we have been committed that every day we ask an angel to guide us, and we will do that as well today, to guide us in a way that will open our heart, open our spirit, open our ears to truly, truly hear the messages that come through today. And the angel, and all I did is I used this book. I do things kind of randomly. It's usually guided. I call it random, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty guided as well, because things just pop in. But Archangel Chamuel. So all I did is I just shuffled the pages on this, and I just asked, what do we need to know today? Who wants to guide this reading today that Juliana and I are offering you guys? And Archangel Chamuel. And then the sentence that popped out to me, because this is quite a chapter, but I'm not going to go into teaching today, but I am just going to introduce you a little bit of what Chamuel has to start us out. And it says, Chamuel can help you find anything as long as you're willing to listen and follow his guidance. So that's what the message is today. That is what he's offering you today is, can you stop what you're doing? Can you really focus on what we're offering today? Because even though Juliana and I are the messengers, we are just the mediums of between earth and heaven. And what the angels bring through us is truly divinely guided. That's why we call our podcast, it's spiritual conversation, spiritually guided, divinely guided. And that's what brought us together, is the divine. And that's what's going to bring us every time that we get together. So Archangel Chamuel is here today. And if you all want to just take a moment and just visualize Archangel Chamuel just surrounding you, clearing out your hearing, opening your mind to any messages that come through today. Thank you so much.
I love that. Thank you, dear Debbie. Archangel Chamuel. You know, I love that, because Archangel Chamuel is all about love and unconditional love and adoration. And today we are going to talk about flowers.
Yes.
And flowers are such beautiful creations of the divine. And so I wanted to share a little bit. Flowers have a high vibe, yet are grounded to Mother Earth, just like us. A flower is a manifestation of divine beauty and wisdom. And while each flower's vibration is unique, what it expresses is universal. It is available to all of us and is already a part of us. Flower magic, then, might be defined as employing a flower as a focal point for our intention, or as a window into our own divine aspect in order to effect a desired positive change. While simply spending time with a flower can provide an infusion of nourishment, flower magic can take many additional forms. So today, Debbie and I are going to pull a few cards, I think 2 or 3, and just allow that magic into your life. Whatever resonates, as always, is your message, and whatever doesn't, then you just say, well, that's interesting, just like my earring popping out right now. That was
Wow.
interesting.
And which ear is that?
Left, divine feminine, interesting.
Interesting. And flowers are usually a
Yeah.
very feminine gift,
Right?
So that pay attention to that anytime. Just to give you guys a little tips, Juliana and I both offer angel readings, oracle readings, intuitive coaching. We do them together and we do them individually. So what we have learned, and Juliana, I believe, will agree with this, whenever something is happening around you, to you, when you are in the presence of a reader and asking the angels to guide you, everything matters, everything counts, everything is part of the reading. For instance, if you're in a reading and a landscaper starts doing something, right? Starts blowing that noise and you're just like, that's so annoying. What is it, and then you start paying attention to that and you start asking questions to yourself. Why is this annoying? Why is he blowing the leaves off? What does that really mean to me? So everything has a meaning. And so I love that. I literally feel like that was a spirit guided thing. Like the fact that your earring fell off is so interesting.
Yeah, I guess pay attention, like you said, pay attention to what's coming through, really, really being mindful today.
Listen.
We are in this spring equinox where the time of daylight and night is equal right now. That's why it's called an equinox. And it's a return to the light. Flowers are birthed through a seed. They have to come through that darkness, right? No mud, no lotus. And Debbie and I have been through the mud, and sometimes we're planted again into that mud to rebloom. And that is what we wanted to share today. All that beautiful energy of the divine. I'm feeling not only Archangel Chamuel, but our divine mother. It's interesting because, like you said, the divine feminine is with us. And so we're really happy. Debbie, you have the flower therapy cards, correct? By Robert Reeves?
So these are done by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves.
Right.
And I believe Robert Reeves redid these for himself. So if you guys want a more updated deck, go check him out. He does flower readings. It's pretty cool. I met him in person. I think Jules and I both met him in person.
We did at Angel Camp, remember?
Yeah, at Angel Camp in 2015 in Costa Mesa, California. It was one of the last times I believe Doreen was actually doing
the last time, except she did one in Hawaii after that.
Yeah. So I still like to use these decks because I think they are quite lovely. And so I went ahead and I pulled a card prior to us coming on today. And it says, cleanse your energy. And the flower is an African violet.
Oh.
An African violet. So if you guys can see that who are live, you can see that image, and you can certainly remember when Robert would show, you can literally take this card and cleanse your energy with the energy and cleansing effect that the African violets offer. And it says, when you release negativity, the answer to your question shines through. Oh my gosh. Okay. Boy, does that hit home. Holy moly. So I'm just going to read a quick snippet of what Robert felt when he created this card. Your thoughts and emotions are being clouded by negative energy. Place African violet plants around your home or workspace so they can clear your lower vibrations. This will bring clarity and peace to your situation. Please don't judge yourself for struggling with your current path. The fog is now being lifted to reveal the light. You can also call on Archangel Michael for his cleansing and protective energy. He is happy to be of service to you. Request his help by saying, Archangel Michael, I ask you to please remove any and all negativity from my mind, body, and spirit. Please purify my home, my workplace, my family ties. Please remind me to clear my energy so that I may enjoy the heightened intuition you bring. Thank you. That's something I really recognize, is thanking them, thanking the angels. I really enjoyed, and I do not know who taught me this or if it was something that I just felt, but gratitude when you're asking for help, not in a way of I need, but you're like, thank you, angels. I did this yesterday when I was walking to get the mail to my mailbox. I have to walk around, a couple blocks to get that. And I left my garage door open with my handbag in my car. And there was a man walking with his dog, but he had a very nice dog. And I was said, anyone who has that nice of a dog has to be a nice person, right? So I trusted, but I still wanted to be proactive. And so I said, to the angels, thank you so much for watching my car, watching my home, watching my son in the house, and making sure that everything is safe. I didn't go, oh my gosh, please, 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 please protect my home, protect my car, protect, instead of, because that is almost like an energy of begging and doubt, right? So we want to always come, and that's when I heard thank you, I was like, talk about gratitude. When we're asking the angels or connecting with the angels, do it in a gratitude way, an affirmative way. Thank you so much for ... So just a little tip there that popped into my head. I wanted to make sure.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
The ladies are saying, thank you so much. Powerful messages, Debbie and Juliana. So,
amazing.
And thank you everybody for joining us. We are doing our podcast today. So thank you for your cooperation as we share the messages in a different way via Zoom today. We will be back at our next one in the regular format. I'm really happy to also share a card from the Flower Therapy deck by Robert Reeves. And I received for us First Step Hydrangea. And it says, breaking down this problem into tiny pieces makes it easy to take the first step. So before I read it, what I'm getting is, so often we get overwhelmed by the problem at hand, and we may not know what step to take. So the flower that's coming in to bring us the message today is the beautiful hydrangea, which hydrangeas develop their color by the soil that they're living in. And so what I'm feeling is, we can adapt to our surroundings. And then, like Debbie said, when we ask the angels and are in gratitude, we'll receive those signs. We need to pay attention and then just concentrate on taking action on the first step. And this is what I've been noticing in my own life lately, that, you can pray as much as you want. And it is like that analogy of you asking God for a cake, and God sends all the ingredients. And yet you sit there waiting. I wish I had a cake. I wish I had a cake. Well, you need to bake that cake. Yeah. You need to put all the ingredients together, and the magic happens when you bake that cake. So I know that's an interesting analogy that the angels just brought through the flower of the hydrangea, but absolutely breaking down your issues into just what is one step you can take today. And in fact, it's interesting because I have these trainers right now to help me with my physical health, and I've been not feeling well these past 2 weeks. And I knew energetically I've been clearing something. And when they do their check-in, I said, I know that it's going to be baby steps to win this race. And I needed to let myself off the hook. And that's when, I had this miraculous return to wellness yesterday. And even though I'm not 100%, I could honestly say I'm 98 today. I feel better. I look my old self. Yeah. And I know that I released it because I've been so hard on myself. So maybe you're resonating with that. I think I'm going to leave it at that because they brought through quite a bit. So take the first step, my friends.
That's amazing.
Right,
You
Deb?
know, that's one of my favorite things is, you know, when we're taking advice, someone can give us this boatload of advice. And then it's our job to break it down that works for us. And I personally need to simplify things.
Right.
And I have to break it down into bite-sized pieces. And I remember when I was homeschooling two of my children at different times when we had some challenges with our schooling, and each of them learned in a different way. And so I had to adapt and figure out how do they learn. But each of them, even with completely different personalities and learning abilities, if I broke it down into, let's say it was a word, right? And I had to break it down like you know, stuff like that.
Right.
It helped, right? Instead of trying to do the whole thing, you can't, like when Juliana was talking about baking a cake, you can't just throw all the ingredients in all at once without measuring. You have to take each step. And sometimes it needs to be more delicate and sometimes it goes a little bit swifter. It really just depends on what step you're on. So I keep hearing, have patience with yourself. You know, we are so good at giving other people patience and grace and allowances, but we don't do that for ourselves until we're reminded, hey, guess what? You're human and you need to take baby steps like Juliana is suggesting as well. So just be kind to yourself. Be kinder to yourself than you are to others. I'm just going to say that, right? You know, just really, really, really just pat yourself on the back. I saw something that Oprah said the other day, and she's, it was just, actually, I saw it this morning. It was on a reel. And she said, I wake up in gratitude every day. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for this body. Doesn't have to be the perfect body. Doesn't have to be the healthiest body, but just have gratitude for the body and waking up today. And that is step one.
I love that. That's a beautiful way to end our podcast for today. I want to wish you a very happy birthday again for next week, my dear Debbie. I wish this is when I wish I could just jump on a plane and come and see you, but you're not going to be.
You know what? If you go to Vegas, I will be there on
next
the
Wednesday,
28th. So if anyone's in Vegas and you see me walking around, say hi. I will be open arms, you know, ready to smile and have fun. Usually when I'm on a trip with my husband, I feel more free. So I'm so excited. We're staying at the Paris Hotel and I've never stayed there. And so I'm quite excited because Paris is one of my places that I desire to go to. It's on my bucket list. And so Vegas is the next best thing right now. So beautiful. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Dear Debbie, you are a beautiful flower. We are each unique and created by the divine, and each of you are as well. So remember that. Today, I strongly encourage you, if you have a few bucks, go to the store, get a couple of flowers and see what their message is for you. You know, Debbie and I brought through the African violet and the hydrangea today, and they reminded us, Debbie, what was yours? What was your message?
Cleanse your energy.
Yeah, cleanse your energy and take the first step. Yeah. So do something today to not only cleanse your physical body and cleanse your auric body as well. So that, you know, you can do that by taking a sea salt bath, maybe having Reiki, going out into, if you're somewhere where it's warm, grounding with Mother Earth in your bare feet. You know, set that intention, ask the angels to help you, and know that you are divinely protected as you journey. Remember to take that next best step for each of us, right? We all need to take that next step. Absolutely. I thank you, dear Debbie, for coming and playing today on behalf of Divas That Care Network and myself.
And Debbie Levinsky.
We wish you a very happy spring, and we will talk to you again next time, everybody. Many blessings. Happy spring. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.